In today's True Crime and Tutorial Tuesday video, I'm talking about Mahmuda Khatun whilst doing my makeup, so keep on watching to hear about her crimes and see me create this makeup look. So this week's case is going to be a little bit different because there wasn't tons of information online about this case, so it's quite a hard one to research. And so yeah, there's not loads of info, so it's going to be a shorter video, and I thought I would start with some statistics. So a staggering 27.4% of women between 16 and 24 report being the victim of domestic abuse. To think of, you know, that statistic, it's just a bit crazy really. Very, very crazy actually. Almost all women commit homicide through the use of a sharp instrument and report having killed in either self-defense or in situations echoing PTSD episodes over previous assault. When women feel trapped, they kill. When women feel threatened, they kill. When there is no way out, they kill. This wasn't an angry outburst over an infidelity or an abusive row that went too far. This wasn't self-defense against a drunken husband. This was a desperate, manic attempt to get out. At the time this case takes place, Mahmuda Khatun was 28 years old and an optician's shop assistant from East London. She arrived in Britain with her family at the age of 6, and her first marriage in August 2001 was arranged by her father and involved a £1,500 dowry from the groom's family. In December of 2001, she had an abortion and left her husband a few months later. They were officially divorced in 2004. For several years after her first marriage, Mahmuda had the freedom she had longed for and even struck up a romantic relationship with a colleague, but the pressure from her family took its toll and she was again married by arrangement now to Mohammed Amin Mia. Despite entering the marriage optimistically, Mahmuda quickly regretted her decision. With anger and frustration growing on both sides of the marriage and unable to divorce, Mahmuda turned to murder. On the 9th of August 2007, Mahmuda approached the front of her flat where the couple lived and knocked on the door. When Mohammed answered, she lunged at him with a concealed knife, stabbing him fatally in the chest. She attempted to hide her identity and catch her husband off guard. Knowing that she'd be the first port of call for the police, Mahmuda set about creating a fake timeline of events, aiming to throw the police off her scent. This fake timeline consisted of her working late, visiting a hostel in Liverpool Street, speaking to a friend, and then calling her mum. Mahmuda even called her now deceased husband's mobile phone, knowing full well there wouldn't be an answer, in order to cover her tracks. Despite trying to fool the police, detectives eventually unravelled Mahmuda's plan, and in 2008 she was found guilty of Mohammed's murder and sentenced to a minimum of 17 years in prison. She is due to be released in 2025, which is in the near future, and her case became a part of the Netflix series Meet, Marry, Murder in season 1, and also part of the TV series The Lady Killers. So it's been covered on a few shows. I'm not saying obviously that she was right to do what she did, because she wasn't. It was, you know, wrong, and, you know, murder should never be something that anyone should consider, but under the circumstances, I do understand why she did what she did. And yeah, I'm 100% like not blaming him or anything like that. I'm just saying I can understand where and why she thought that was her only choice. Mahmuda was a woman who wanted her freedom, the right to work, and the right to marry for love. But where would she go? Who did she know? Who would have given her a roof over her head, a home for her children, and her next meal? Who would have stayed by her side through the abuse, loneliness, and disgrace? There was nowhere for her to go. The only way out for Mahmuda, in the slow panic that she was going to be trapped in another oppressive, unloving, and unfulfilling marriage, as a housewife would have been overwhelming. You have to remember that Mahmuda was an extremely bright, educated and ambitious woman. Being caught in a trap of having to be a submissive, hidden and quiet wife must have been terrifying. And you know, this must have been what she felt like was her only option, because why would you risk everything unless you were so desperate to get out of that marriage and that life? You know, it can't have been something that was bearable for her. Mahmuda was prepared to be arrested, go to jail, to murder, to get out of that marriage and to be free, to live as a single mum, to work as the brunch manager of an optician's, to not be married to a man she didn't love. Ordinary things that many of us take for granted. Mahmuda should have never have been in that situation, and if she hadn't been, perhaps Mohammed, Amin and Mia would still be alive today. So that is everything I have on this case. That is everything for today's video. I hope you guys have all enjoyed and I will see you all in the next one.